Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A lot of things happened in the week that I was not allowed to yap around because our parents decided that, hey, you said something that you were not supposed to. Anyway, let's put it aside. I have a very, very interesting article, and this article comes from the bad people, and those are Russia Today that they inform us that a U.S. Navy SEAL was in Ukraine. Now that's a bad thing if it's true. But the thing is, I didn't expect to hear this explanation coming from the Americans. But it's a if it's not true, if it's true, it is what it is. But I have my own doubts, and I'm still entitled, I think, to have my own doubts um, on most subjects. Otherwise, you will be condemned as this denier, that denier, and all that. So, in this case, I'm not a denier. I just have my own doubts. I'm a doubter. Why? Because, as skepticism is the mother of knowledge. If you're not skeptical, that means you're gonna eat anything that other people give you. In this case, let's go and read this article where the Russians claim they killed a U.S. Navy SEAL, and the American says, yeah, you killed one, but his status was deserter. All right, I think it's very important because that's a different way, different interpretation, or different interpretation of reality given by these guys, like a different option than the one I provided. All right, let's go get going with this one. So Russia Today, January 20th, 2023. U.S. Navy SEAL killed in Ukraine. This is the title, right? Washington says the Iraq and Afghanistan veteran was a deserter from the American military. So this is what the Americans say. The U.S. Navy confirmed on Friday that a member of its elite SEAL force was killed in eastern Ukraine, but said that Naval Special Warfare Operator Daniel Swift was in, and I'm quoting, active deserter status. Okay, I didn't think about labeling like that. I thought they will do like this. I thought they will let's say I'm a Navy SEAL under the whatever contract I am under. But before I enter Ukraine, I sign some papers with Ukrainians and say I'm just going to be a volunteer under the International Volunteer blah 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 violin, and you give me the paperwork. I'm going to put it here in case it happens this to me. Then they're going to find and say, yeah, it was just a volunteer, and then I will put a Ukrainian flag over here. Says, yeah, he was just a volunteer from that, and they will say he was a volunteer, but we don't know what he signed outside of Ukraine, which could be this. But I didn't think that this guy will plainly say, yeah, you shot one, but he was a deserter. I didn't think about that. But hey, those are not stupid people, it seems like. The U.S. Navy confirmed on Friday that a member of its elite, so that was written already, they did it 2 times here. So Swift died on January 18th from injuries sustained in combat with Russian forces, an unnamed U.S. Navy official told reporters in a background briefing. And I'm quoting, we can confirm the recent death of a U.S. citizen fighting in Ukraine, end quote, the State Department said in a statement which did not name Swift. And I'm quoting, we are in touch with his family and providing all possible consular assistance. Out of respect for the privacy of the family during this difficult time, we have nothing further to add. Okay, Swift's service record showed that the Oregon resident enlisted in 2005 and received medals for taking part in the global war on terrorism and the campaigns in both Afghanistan and Iraq, according to Time magazine. He was listed as going absent without leave, AWOL, in March 2019. President Joe Biden's administration has officially discouraged Americans from enlisting in the Foreign Legion. Formations set up by the government in Kiev. At least 8 U.S. citizens who did so anyway have been killed in the fighting over the past year. Unofficially, US, UK, and other NATO special forces have been active in Ukraine since before the hostilities escalated in February 2022. French media testified to the presence of British and American special operators in April. This was confirmed in December by General Robert Magowan, former commandant of the Royal Marines since promoted to General Staff duty. Magowan said that Royal Marines had engaged in, and I'm quoting, discrete operations, end quote, in a hugely, quoting again, hugely sensitive environment and with a high level of political and military risk. In August, British media revealed the existence of the Mozart Group, an ostensibly private and crowd-funded outfit led by Andrew Milburn, a retired U.S. Marine Corps colonel. Milburn has since inadvertently revealed the Ukrainian army's massive casualties in the Donbass and has some choice words for the leadership in Kiev. I think I made one of those videos a while ago about Wagner and Mozart, because they play. They're unbelievable. Anyway, Washington mainstream maintains that the U.S. is not a party to the conflict, though it has committed billions of dollars in financial aid and military supplies to Ukraine, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so Moscow has warned the West that sending weapons and mercenaries, quote unquote, to Ukraine will only prolong the conflict, blah, 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 tra la la. Well, what do you think? Mr. Swift, was he what the Russians say or not? I don't think there's much doubt that people can do whatever they want. If they want to volunteer, that's their choice, like it or not. It's their free will. So I don't have anything against this Swift person fighting on either side. The only thing that I suspect is that some of this might be, under contract outside of Ukraine. Once they get in Ukraine, they have a different contract, which again, it's free will, but on the other hand, they claim this, and then the reality is different. I expected more to be, more casualties in this war, where you could find that active military personnel from various countries are engaged in direct confrontation with Russia. But I'm assuming that next time when something like this will happen, because I think it will happen, we're going to find out that it was a contractor or a inspector, arms inspector, that was making sure that working for a noble cause, helping the weapons not to fall in the bad dude's hands. So that there was just a poor victim. That's another one. Or it could be just a advisor, military advisor, unarmed, having a little red flower here, and peaceful. And they could be named as such. But I don't know how these guys already claimed that this is a Navy SEAL. Well, we'll see. As I said before, I have a little doubt that there's no officially this kind of people fighting, not necessarily being deserters, but as I said, with 2 or 3 contracts. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.